Assalamu alaikum. You can tell the difference when salt wasn't added to cooking, but can you tell when there is hidden salt in everyday foods, such as salted meats and processed meats, which include turkey bacon, sausages, pâtés or salami, ready-made meals, powdered soups, ketchup, soya sauce, mayonnaise, pickles, stock cubes, gravy powder and salted flavourings, tinned foods containing salt, smoked meats and fish, meat extracts, cheese, salty snacks like crisps, nuts, biscuits and popcorn, pasta sauce, bread and breakfast cereals, and takeaway foods. And not forgetting the salt we add to our food during cooking or just before we eat. So making the decision to cut down on processed foods can make a big difference, and it's easier to do so if you're able to quickly check the salt content on food labels. Many food products in the UK display a traffic light label to help you make a healthier choice. The traffic light colours helps you at a glance to see if a food has high, red, medium, amber or low green amounts of each of these nutrients. Also a side note that not all food companies would display this per 100 grams and maybe per serving. For the foods that don't yet display the traffic light label, this is a handy guide. Using the traffic light labels, you can reduce the salt in your diet, as high salt intake has been linked to cause a number of health problems such as water retention, raised blood pressure, a higher risk of heart attack, kidney disease and stroke, so it's worth keeping within safe limits. So how much should you limit your salt by? Well, adults should have no more than 6 grams of salt a day, which is 2.4 grams of sodium. That's around 1 teaspoon. And children, the maximum is depending on their age. However, according to the National Food Surveys, we still exceed this recommendation by up to a third. So you can try to reduce your salt intake by using little or no salt in cooking and try using extra herbs and spices instead. Leave the salt shaker off the table. Cut down on salty processed foods and ready-made meals and try to make your own if you can. Check out food labels for salt and go for lower salt choices. There can be a big difference between different types and brands. Use the traffic light labels on front of the packaging to help you make smarter choices. Swap the salty snacks such as crisps or biscuits for fruit, vegetables, or a non-added or low-salt alternative. And ask in restaurants and takeaways for no added salt. Be aware of gourmet salts and salt substitutes claiming to be better for your health than table salt, such as Himalayan pink salt, kosher salt, sea salt, and Celtic salt, as these products, when compared to table salt, has very little nutritional and health significance and will still contribute some form of salt to your diet. The difference the salts provide include a change in colour, may provide fewer additives, texture, grain size, and flavour, but none are healthier than the other, as most of these salts are similar in sodium chloride content and have minimal amounts of minerals. When trying to cut down on your salt, it's quite handy to know that 1 gram of sodium translates to 2.5 grams of salt. So in summary, most of us are still eating too much salt. High salt intake leads to high blood pressure and can pose significant health risks. Reducing your intake of salty foods can dramatically improve your health outcomes. Simple steps that can reduce salt intake include adding less salt in cooking and at the table, eating less processed foods, and being aware of food labels and choosing lower salt options. Remember, this information is all free, so don't forget to subscribe, like, share or follow Conscious Bites Dietitian.